Today is Maundy Thursday. The word Maundy comes from the Latin mandatum, which means command or mandate. And we call it Maundy Thursday because on this day, this evening, Jesus gave us a new command that we love one another. And Jesus also told us to wash one another's feet. And then to illustrate this servant work, Jesus washed his disciples' feet. Now, the work of washing feet was the work of servants, but also it was an act of hospitality. When your guests arrived home or you arrived home after walking the dusty roads of Palestine in sandals in hot weather, you were ready to wash your feet. And after that refreshing act, prepared to relax and enjoy the evening meal and the company of your family and your friends. Today, we don't wash our feet very often when we arrive in someone's home or in our own home. We have shoes. We don't walk on hot, dusty paths as often as people did in that day. But what we do is we wash our hands. Maybe it's the first thing we do. We wash off the dirt and the grime of the day, and then we are ready to enjoy the meal and the company of our family and our friends. And during this COVID time, washing our hands takes on even more importance. Not only do we wash off dirt and prepare ourselves to eat, but we are keeping one another safe. It's also an issue of health. So, hand washing. If you have prepared now a basin of water and a towel, then I invite you to go to that basin or bring it here and to wash your hands or the hands of a person who is with you. And as you wash your hands or your companion, imagine the loving hands of Christ, your Savior, touching your hands, doing the washing. Think of Christ, who is a servant, washing your hands, so that we then will wash the hands of one another. Hand washing, it's servanthood, hospitality, and love. Today is Maundy Thursday. On Maundy Thursday, we remember that Christ ate a last meal with his friends before he was betrayed and handed over to death. At that meal, he told us that the bread was his body. This is my body. And he told us that the wine was his blood. This is my blood, poured out for you and for many, for the forgiveness of sin and for our salvation. When we say these words and when we eat this bread and drink this wine and we do it in faith, then Christ is truly present with us as he was with his disciples and his friends that night. Christ is in, with, and under us for the forgiveness of sins and for our salvation. Today is Maundy Thursday. At the end of this service, we strip the altar of its paraments, of its beauty, of its glory. The service ends in silence because it does not actually end. It continues on to Friday and Saturday. And we remember as we strip the altar of how Jesus' friends ran and abandoned him. We remember that he himself was stripped of his clothes and set aside his glory and received a crown of thorns. This too was for the forgiveness of sins and for our salvation. Come, my friends, let us begin the Maundy service.